Hi, I'm Cecilia Cruse, the occupational therapist on staff at School Specialty Habilitations, our special needs division. I thought I'd talk to you today about just some quick tips for fine motor skills in the home. We as occupational therapists, both school and private therapists, are used to kind of having a go-to bag and bag on the go. And so what I was going to do is just pull a few things out of my OT bag just to show you some things to do during this unusual time where we have so many children at home, out of school, and the amount of online and remote learning is certainly at a very, very high point right now. And so one of the side effects of that might be just a little bit too much screen time. So again, we as OTs, we're trained to really evaluate and look at goals for fine motor performance skills. So gripping, manipulating, reaching, bending, pinching, etc. So we need to remember that during breaks and or throughout the course of while children are at home, that we stop and actually do some fine motor skills, because I think it's going to be critical to keep those sharp in the coming days ahead. So with that, let's take a look at 5 long-standing, low-cost that I think a lot of OTs will agree with that these are good tools to practice with. So number 1, and one of my personal favorites, is Wicky Sticks. Wicky Sticks, if you've never seen them, they feel like candle wicking, like the center of a candle. So what you can do is manipulate them. They bend. They have a little bit of tactile touch sense to them. So they make a great way to practice letters, shapes, numbers. You could also wrap one around a pencil grip for a little bit of a built-up grip. They make fun ways to do designs. They can be a fidget. So Wicky Sticks are one of my favorite go-to tactile or touch activities for fine motor skills. My next favorite is what they call the old bingo chips, so magnetic wand and chips. These are, again, pretty available commercially online or often in sort of a party favors section. So these, the chips are magnetized and they'll stick right to the wand. And a nice activity for children is to lay them on their tummy across a beach ball, and then we're going to lay out the chips in sort of a semicircle, and that way they're going to reach across midline, and as they hit the magnetic chips, it'll pick them up very easily. Another way to work on pinch strength is just to pull those off individually as well. So nice pincer grasp there. Number 3 is bubbles. Who isn't enchanted by bubbles, right? So bubbles are wonderful for visual tracking. We need to practice those skills of tracking something through space, because that becomes important when students are back in school looking at the board or their smart board or their computer, looking at their book, back to their paper, finding their place with visual tracking skills in the book. So a really, really nice activity. And also the blowing bubbles works on certainly it's great practice for speech skills as well. So good lip closure, controlling the breath, and sound. So bubbles make a great, fun, low-cost activity. Next up is tongs. I actually have these, they're called fish sticks, so it's like a chopstick that's kind of attached. But the idea is with tongs is that you're doing a little bit of pinch strength. So I like to use the glitter pom-poms like so, where you're picking up and dropping off. But if you don't have access to that, just a kitchen tong will work just as well. And if you don't have the palms, then get cotton balls or take a sponge and cut it up into pieces, something that's going to be able to pick up, release, to work on those nice pinch strength skills, which is great again for writing and for use of scissors. And finally, my number 5 tip is to, again, dig out old pegboards, right? So these are the young ones, the mushroom pegs. I like these, as we said, for younger children or those with more motor problems because they have a little bit more resistance. They're bigger. We can work on bilateral motor coordination, pulling them apart, putting them together, as well as that eye-hand coordination of getting them into the pegboard itself. For older students, you're going to use smaller pegboards. So to get that nice pincer grasp, I think is important. These you can also they often come with patterns so that you're doing some visual perception skills as well with designing a pattern. And if you don't have either of those, then a piece of foam will even work. I've put golf tees in here. I've put candles in here. You could do toothpicks. Just you'll need some type of either a gardener's or a florist foam, or even foam that comes in a box for packing will work. So making sure that you have those kinds of options at home to be able to modify those activities. So those are my 5 in-home ideas from an OT standpoint from my personal tool bag. You can check out our other resources on our school specialty. We've got blogs, we've got free online resources, other recorded webinars you can take a look at. Oh, and don't remember to clean up after you are working. So wash your hands, clean up your equipment. And till the next time, stay safe and stay engaged with purposeful activity. Thank you.